Welcome to the FPL Cheat Sheet Briefing, the podcast that gives you a data-driven edge in the Fantasy Premier League.
And today, we're going to dig deep into Gameweek 3. We're looking at the optimal teams according to the data wildcard, free hit, differentials wildcard. But, before we jump into the future, we got to look back.
Absolutely. Need to see how the Gameweek 2 predictions actually held up against the real points.
Exactly. It's all about giving you that analytical edge, seeing how the model performs in the wild, so to speak, helps you win those mini leagues.
All right. And it shows the power of our expected points model, doesn't it? It's not just guesswork. There's a lot going on under the hood, stats like shots, chances created, defensive work.
All crunching together to get that probability.
Yeah. So let's see how close we got. Let's start with the Gameweek 2 wildcard team retrospective.
Okay, let's do it. So for that wildcard squad, the whole 15 players, our model predicted, 70.16 expected points.
Then the actual.
Came in at 68, pretty close, right? Just 2 points off across the whole squad.
That's really good.
Yeah.
What about the key part, the starting 11 plus the captain?
Right, the bit that really counts.
Yeah.
Predicted was 62.28 expected points. Actual was 63.
Wow, even closer. But I seem to remember some drama there with the captain.
Oh, yes. Palmer, our captain pick, predicted nearly 7 expected points.
And God.
0. Didn't play. Injured in the warm-up, just like that.
Ouch. That could sink a week.
Could have. But luckily, the vice-captain planning paid off. Salah got the armband automatically.
Okay.
Doubled his 5 points, so that's a crucial 10 points right there. Just why you need a solid vice.
Definitely. Any other standouts maybe from the bench?
Yeah, actually, Senesi. He was on the bench, predicted just over 4 expected points. Pulled in 9 actual points. Huge return. Really shows the depth we try to build into these suggested teams.
Nice one. Okay, so wildcard was solid despite the Palmer issue. Yeah. How about the Gameweek 2 free hit team?
Right, the free hit. This one did really well. Predicted was about 73 expected points for all 15.
And the actual score?
Hit 77 actual points. So outperformed the model nicely.
And the starting 11 plus captain?
Predicted just under 70 expected points. Actual was 77 again. The starters really delivered.
Who drove that score? Any massive holes?
Pickford. Definitely Pickford in goal. His expected points were just under 5.
Okay.
He delivered 15 actual points. Just massive.
15? From a keeper, that's huge.
It really is. And Gyökeres, the vice captain, he did well too. Got 12 actual points against about 7 expected. So yeah, strong performance all around.
Okay, impressive stuff on the free hit. Now, the third one, the differentials wildcard from Gameweek 2. Players under 15% ownership, right? How did that riskier strategy play out?
Yeah, the differentials, always a bit more volatile. Predicted was just over 72 expected points for the full squad. Actual was 69.
For a little under this time.
A bit, yeah. And for the starting 11 plus captain, predicted was around 61. Expected actual came in at 57.
Okay, what happened there? Any specific underperformances?
Well, the main one was Mbemo. He was our captain pick for that differentials team. Predicted almost 6 expected points. Only managed 2 actual points.
That hurts with the armband.
It does, and it just, highlights the inherent risk. Even with data, differentials are differentials for a reason. FPL can always throw a spanner in the works.
True enough. Football, eh? But still, overall, the models seem incredibly close, even accounting for injuries and, random events.
That's the aim. Consistency and accuracy, even when things go a bit sideways.
Which brings us nicely to Gameweek 3. What have the FPL cheat sheet algorithms cooked up for us this week?
Right, let's look ahead. We've crunched the numbers again, obviously, looking for those optimal squads based on the latest data for Gameweek 3, trying to give you the tools to make those informed choices. So first up, the standard Gameweek 3 wildcard team. This is built for, the longer term, not just a 1-week punt.
Okay, what are the vitals? Value, expected points.
Team value comes in at 99.7 millions. That leaves you 1.3 millions in the bank, which is always handy, gives you a bit of wiggle room. Starting 11 expected points, 57.48. And for all 15 players, it's 73.01 expected points. And remember, that's before you double the captain's score.
Solid numbers. And who gets the captaincy?
Leadership this week for the wildcard. Mbemo is captain. Salah is vice captain.
Okay. Mbemo getting the nod despite last week's differential disappointment. The model still backs him.
The underlying numbers are still strong, yes. And there's a key differential in this team I want to highlight.
Go on.
Palhinha from Tottenham. His total selected by percentage is tiny, just 0.60%.
Wow, less than 1%.
Exactly. But our data suggests he's a really strong differential pick for this game week. Big potential upside if you're willing to go against the grain.
That's the kind of intel people are looking for. A real hidden gem identified by the data. Okay, what about free hitters? If you've got that chip ready for Game Week 3.
Right. For the free hit, we've actually generated 2 distinct options this week.
Oh, interesting. Why 2?
Well, it basically comes down to the premium attackers. We've got one team built around Salah and another built around Haaland. Recognizing managers might have a strong preference or gut feeling there.
Makes sense. So how do they compare these 2 free hit squads?
Yeah.
Finances, expected points.
Okay, let's break it down. The Salah free hit team value is 99.8 millions. Starting XI expected points, 61.15. All 15 players, 69.95 expected points.
Okay. And the Haaland version?
Haaland free hit team, value 99.9 million, so slightly more. Starting XI expected points, 61.08. All 15 players, 69.88 expected points.
Huh. So incredibly similar expected points totals, just 0.0 something difference. Almost identical potential according to the model, just depends which premium you back.
Pretty much, yeah. It shows both are viable paths based on the data.
What about captaincy? Does that differ between the 2 free hit options?
This is really interesting. No, it doesn't. Both free hit teams, the Salah one and the Haaland one, share the exact same captain and vice captain recommendations.
Really? Who are they?
Fernandez is captain for both, and Bemo is vice captain for both.
Fernandez captain. Okay. We might get back to that one later. Any other sort of quirky picks in these free hit teams?
There is one, yeah, shared across both teams again. Brune Larson from Burnley.
Burnley. Playing Man United this week. Seems odd putting him in against United, especially if you have Fernandez, maybe.
It might seem counterintuitive, yeah. But his ownership is super low, obviously. The algorithm likely sees him as a calculated risk, perhaps balancing out the cost or structure, maybe anticipating some defensive points or a breakaway moment.
You mentioned DEFCON points earlier. Is he someone you'd expect might hit those?
Potentially, yeah. Remember, DEFCON points are our internal measure for those kind of hidden defensive contributions, unexpected clean sheets, blocks, clearances that might earn bonus points beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
He might fit that profile for a surprise return, even in a tough fixture. It's a data-driven punt.
Gotcha. Okay, let's cover the last team structure. The Game Week 3 differentials wildcard. For the managers feeling brave.
Exactly. Low ownership, high potential upside, still guided by data. This one's valued at 96.5 millions, leaves you a nice 3.5 millions in the bank. Lots of flexibility there.
And the points potential.
Starting 11 projected at 54.51 expected points. All 15 players. 68.45 expected points, again, before captaincy.
Right. Who's leading this differentials charge? And who's the standout low ownership pick?
Leadership is Mbemo as captain, again, showing faith in his underlying stats. Kuna is the vice captain.
Okay. And the big differential?
We're highlighting Lacroix. Only 1.60% total selected by.
Fixture looks tough, though, doesn't it? Aston Villa away.
It does, on paper. But again, the model anticipates him possibly securing those valuable DEFCON points. It sees something in his individual data suggesting he could outperform expectations, even in that tricky matchup.
Fascinating stuff. Really comprehensive looks at the different strategies. Okay, let's switch gears slightly. We always get great questions from you, the listeners, and FPL changes fast, so let's tackle a couple.
Yeah, I love hearing what's on people's minds.
Okay, first one. Someone writes, I had a very bad start and went with Guardiola, who got injured before Game Week 1, then changed to Ait Nuri, who got injured in Game Week 2. Is it too early to use wildcard? Whew, that's some rough luck on injuries.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is incredibly unlucky. Javardiol, then Ait Nuri, I can feel the frustration. But to answer the question directly, no. Absolutely not too early to use your wild card in that situation.
You sound pretty definite on that.
I am. Look, we've always cautioned against, pep roulette with city players like Javardiol because of rotation, even if injury was the issue here. Ait Nuri seems safer, sure, but injuries happen. We thought with Palmer last week out of nowhere.
Right.
So if your team structure is wrecked by injuries, don't suffer. Use the wild card. It's there for moments like this. Reset your team.
And there's another opportunity later too, isn't there?
Exactly. You get that sort of mini wild card around the AFCON breakup to 5 free transfers then. So hitting the wild card button now is perfectly fine, maybe even optimal if your team needs serious surgery. Use it, then use the FPL Cheat Sheet Planner to build forward, maybe focusing on players with a really high expected to play percentage to, try and minimize that injury risk going forward.
Good, clear advice. Don't hesitate if you're in that boat.
Oh.
Okay, second question, and this touches on something we mentioned earlier. Since Manchester United had a really tough start with 1-1 against Fulham and the awful cup game where they somehow lost the game on penalties versus 4th Division team Grimsby Town, can we still go for United players like Fernandes and Mbeumo? People are clearly looking at the results, that cup exit especially, and getting nervous.
Yeah, and it's a totally understandable reaction, isn't it? You see a team struggling, losing to Grimsby in the cup. It makes you question investing in their assets.
For sure. But the algorithm recommended Fernandes as captain for both free hit teams. So what's the data telling us versus what our eyes are seeing?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. According to the FPL Cheat Sheet algorithm, the answer is yes, you can, and based purely on the data, you should still consider players like Fernandes.
Even with the bad form.
Yes, because the algorithm, it doesn't watch the Grimsby game, it doesn't measure team morale or read newspaper headlines. It looks at underlying performance stats, expected involvement, fixture difficulty, individual potential.
So purely numerical.
Purely numerical, which means there is a risk it doesn't capture, right? The human element, the team confidence factor. But the flip side is...
Go on.
This nervousness from other managers, seeing the poor results, it might cause them to sell players like Fernandes. His ownership could drop.
Turning him into more of a differential.
Exactly. If the underlying data is still strong, as our algorithm suggests it is for Fernandes and Mbeumo this week, then that perceived team risk actually creates an opportunity for you to gain ground if they do perform.
So it's a judgment call then. Trust the eye test and the recent results, or trust the underlying numbers.
It really is. You could play it safer, Captain Haaland maybe, or take a different kind of risk on Salah against Arsenal. It's a tough one. But, here at FPL Cheat Sheet, we are data-driven.
And the data says?
The model confidently backs Fernandes for captaincy this game week. The numbers point to him having the highest expected return, despite everything else going on around the team. So, based on our principles, we'd stick with the data.
Stick with the data. Okay. That's a strong stance and gives people a lot to think about.
Absolutely.
Right. That brings us towards the end of this deep dive. We've looked back at Game Week 2, seen how the predictions held up, and we've given you the data-driven optimal squads for Wildcard, Free Hit, and Differentials for Game Week 3.
Hopefully that gives you a clear roadmap and some strong options to consider.
Now it's over to you. Take these insights, look at your own team, and make those crucial decisions for the weekend. Remember, we're always here at FPL Cheat Sheet trying to give you that analytical edge.
And just one final thought to leave you with as you finalize those transfers. In this game, FPL, a game of such fine margins, how much weight do you actually give to what you see, the team's real-world form, the narrative, versus the cold, hard data of expected points? Where are you going to find your edge this game week?